Hi Taurus, welcome to your end of April 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Happy birthday to those of you who are born at the end of April. As I record this, it is April 12th. So we still are in Aries as I record this. And I'm trying to think of when the sun goes into... I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming it's around April 20th that the sun goes into Taurus. It does, you know, usually with these cusp situations, it changes from year to year. But anyway, happy birthday for those of you in the first decade or 10 degrees of Taurus. And we do have a full moon in Libra that's occurring on April 19th. So this for Taurus is your 6th house, which is health, it's work, pets. What's the first card I picked? Your card, the Hierophant. And I've been getting that card in multiple readings, so there you go. I pick an additional card when ooh, I got a reversed card. What do you know? And the rest of these cards are up. Oh, some of them are. That's interesting. I don't get many reversed cards anymore because for some reason, I try not to, you know, I try to be aware of that, you know, but it's interesting. Okay, well, we're going to leave that there. Okay. So the heart of the matter at the end of April is the Hierophant. This could be that your mind is on the issue of marriage. Maybe you're engaged. This can be some sort of religious situation, like perhaps some kind of like converting to your partner's religion or debating about religion. Maybe you're a Catholic and your partner is a Muslim and you're, you know, deciding what your wedding service is going to be. Who's going to conduct the wedding service, or how can we even, you know, what is our child going to be raised as? The Hierophant is, I believe the Hierophant can even be about higher education issues, but I would say specifically about philosophical issues. And so, oh, you know, another thing too is if in the workplace, this could be working at in a corporate environment or a government job where you can kind of ascend the ladder. There's different, you know, levels. In the past position, we have the Two of Wands. So this might have been some decision. Maybe you had 2 job offers. Wands can relate to career matters. And with the 2, there could be like a choice that has to be made. He is holding the globe, the world, to kind of indicate sometimes this can be a relocation issue. Should I stay where I am or should I go somewhere else? And that could have something to do with work. Maybe you have a job offer, but it's overseas and you aren't sure that you want to go. Taurus people will probably pick the familiar over the new situation 9 times out of 10. Unless you have, you know, some inner planets in Gemini or the moon, you might feel like you like that variety. or maybe even a moon in Sagittarius. The higher message is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a card that has to do with financial independence, and just, I think also just somebody who has, you know, I think they would call it a woman of means. So this can be like indicating that you don't really need the money. So even if you get a job offer and you're offered more money, if you factor into it the upheaval, there might be like multiple factors that kind of speak against it. I mean, even like, let's say you have a house that you love, or you live in a nice area and you love that, or you have children and they would have to be uprooted. There could be so many things that actually are great reasons not to do it. And yet, because of the money, you might be thinking, oh, you know, I'm very tempted. And that keeps you kind of still in that dilemma of the situation. By the way, the Hierophant, as I said to you earlier, I was talking about philosophy. And what I meant was about your philosophy of life. And I don't mean something that formal, but simply, you know, what do you believe life is all about? Is life about making as much money as you can? And how do you reconcile with the fact that you can't take it with you? So if you're just really driven to make all this money, knowing that it's material, it's temporary, and you can't bring it with you to the afterlife, isn't its value kind of limited? And kind of like looking at whatever this dilemma is in a more philosophical light. What crosses you is represented by the Temperance card. The Temperance card, you see there's an angel, and one foot is in the water and one foot is on land. So it's a balance between the spiritual and the material. But this is in the challenge position. So there may be imbalance where you're putting excessive emphasis on the material side of life. And therefore, you're emphasizing the wrong thing. This card relates to Sagittarius. So if there is somebody who is a Sagittarius, they may be influencing you in a way that's not so good. So maybe again, I've been getting this scenario with other people. Maybe there's a third party and you're choosing Two of Wands, and the Hierophant represents the traditional, the marriage, and yet there's somebody else. And you know, it could be also that the Temperance card in reverse refers to a drinking problem, or that you have a problem. If this is you or the other person, I suppose, I'm thinking that this dilemma would be with you, and it comes out when you have too much to drink, where you typically are very faithful, and then you have too much to drink and you do things that you don't want to do. So there has to be that kind of awareness about what is creating the imbalance in whatever the situation is for you. The advice, or what's coming in, is represented by the Death card. This is a card that's connected to Scorpio, by the way, your opposite sign. The Death card, if we look at it in timing issues, in May, there is a full moon in Scorpio, and this will be your 7th house of committed partnership. So this can be a time where you learn something about your spouse. Something becomes illuminated about that, or an ending for those who are having problems in their relationship. And it's like, it's finally over. This card is saying as advice, understand that it's over, whatever that situation is. Even in a workplace scenario, if you're choosing maybe to stay where you are or to go, it could be saying that you're not happy where you are. So you have to admit that to yourself, excuse me, so that you can really, start a new chapter in your life. Now, the outcome is the Five of Wands, and so there are certain cards where I always pick an additional card. What I have decided, because I had a similar thing in an earlier reading today, is that this is kind of like if you keep going the way that you're going, what's going to happen. And the Five of Wands is a card of competition. Sometimes it doesn't have to be bad, but in this case it could be like a dog-eat-dog environment where maybe it's already starting to be like that where you are, and that's why you were thinking about getting transferred, or leaving for a totally different job altogether, or getting transferred to a different location or different department. And so if you don't do anything, if you don't accept that something has changed, then you will see it go to the next level. Same with a relationship. If you don't realize when a relationship is over with, maybe a marriage is over, you'll just keep fighting. This is a card of conflict. And then I picked an additional card, and I got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this is one of those situations where you may be, if you're somebody who is involved with a third party, it may not be a good time to go from a marriage to a new relationship. Maybe you're being led to solitude so that you can, before you go from one relationship to another, you take time out for yourself. You know what I mean? So that could be talking about timing, what is good and what isn't. So anyway, Taurus, this is very interesting, and I hope that you found this really, resonant on some level. And if you would like a more personalized reading, please check out my link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.